What is happening, people? Hey guys, it is November the 4th, and look how foggy it is. Man, I might have should have went deer hunting this morning. Anyway, we are at Mayo Lake this morning. We're gonna do some crappie fishing. I haven't been here to Mayo in about 2 years fishing. Not quite sure where the fish are at. This water is notoriously clear. Notoriously. So we're going to work the upper end, try to find some dingy water. So stay with us, and I hope you enjoy the video.
That's a nice one. Yes, sir.
Boom!
That's a nice one right there, y'all. Woo, doggy boy. Wildlife Adventures, that's how we roll.
I'm going to go over step by step what I'm doing. Right now, I am running side scan, and I'm looking for some brush piles and a little bit deeper water. Not quite sure where these fish are pulled up. Because this water is so clear, I'm thinking the fish will be a little deeper. Not sure. I'm going to check the bridges out while I'm here, and I'm just putting along. I'll spend about 30 minutes actually looking with side scan. If I spot a brush pile, boom, I'll mark it, and after about 30 minutes, then I'll fish for 30 minutes unless I find a big concentration of fish. And so that's kind of what I'm going to do right now. Just looking, new place, and I got to figure out what these fish are doing. Okay, guys, so I'm still putting along. See this right here? That's a stump sticking off the bottom. See this? I'm marking all of these. Not sure whether they're trees. Not sure. Probably stumps. Here's another one here. We're going to mark that. Boom. So right now I'm just easing along up one of the creeks, trying to find the defined creek channel, if you will. And you can do this fairly quickly, moving along. If I see it, I'll show it to you. Like here's another stump here. Not sure if it's got any fish on it. Well, first fish of the morning. Boom. So you notice how that crappie has green in him, and he hit that green color. People ask me all the time how I pick what color. That's just a small crappie. Boom. So that color was dipstick, LC shad. Got it mounted on a 16th eye, using a double rig jig. I vertical jigged right into those fish. That is so let me catch you up what I've done. So for about 30 minutes, I came up one of the prongs, creek prongs, in the upper end of the lake. I run side scan through the bridge, and I probably marked in 30 minutes maybe 6 or 8 potential places. I followed the edge of the creek channel. There's a big drop on this defined creek channel up here. This water is extremely clear. I run side scan along, and I mark the spots as I come. I went all the way up to about where it was 10 foot deep. I stopped. Actually, I stopped seeing, shad. They were suspended. So I just turned around, and I will fish my way back. I'll stop at these spots and hit them. Doesn't take long. Crappie there, they want to bite. Boom, they'll bite. And I got a new rig on today. You see, I've put my live scope on a handheld. And I've got a lot to do today. I've got a new lake to learn to try to catch a fish, new way to move my live scope, and I've already used my foot. You know, I had my live scope was on the shaft of the trolling motor, so when I wanted to look, you know, I just use my foot, look around like this. I've been doing it wondering why my live scope didn't work, but got it on this. This is a Brocraft. We'll do another video about the Brocraft. First time I used it, we just switched it over about 2 days ago, and we'll see how we do. But anyway, hey, let's go catch a fish. I've actually lowered my seat down some too, because I can reach this live scope here. And as you're learning something new, always there are challenges. So there's a brush pile here. It is in approximately 16, 17 feet of water. Somebody has probably sank, and it is about 20 feet right out in front. And I hadn't casted these. I just happened to have this rod in my hand when actually I got here, and so we right down into crappie, and boom, we got bit. Not sure how big this crappie is. He is, you know, 9-inch fish. Not that awful big, but boom, hey, we'll take it. Second fish of the day, second drop. So fish reacting good today. And this you know, this new handheld method here is definitely going to be a learning curve on it for me. You know, I like teaching the old dog new tricks, but they will manage. And you know, I forget. And I've got a new trolling. One of the reasons I changed this, I've got a new trolling motor coming that's got spot lock. So that will help me. I can spot lock and sit here. Right now, I've got to do two things. I've got to move the live scope. And those fish are hunkered down pretty tight in that brush. Get a good read on them. And we'll drop right down. That was a good drop. In on the fish. And maybe there's a bigger taker down there somewhere. Just like that, we drop right in on top of them. And this is a bass. A little old bass. He keyed in on that green. Now, I had somebody asked me, and he's a new subscriber, how do I pick my colors when I come to the lake? Well, this morning it was so foggy I couldn't really tell. But this water has a little bit of a green tint. And if you'll hold a crappie up sometimes and look at him in the sun, he'll have a bluish tint. Sometimes he'll have a greenish tint. And a lot of times I'll pick my colors based on that. But anytime the water is this clear, you want to stay with you know, some natural color baits, your blues, your greens, you know, something that mimics a shad. So if you could, you know, if the shad that you've caught, if you think about what a shad would look like, you want to try to mimic that. Anyway, let's ease back up here and drop in these fish. We've only caught small ones. We may have to get out a little deeper, but they are reacting. Get that bad boy right out in front of us. Another one about the same size. not a big one, but good crappie. He's probably 10 inches. Since we're right over top of it, we'll drop right in on top of it. I'm sitting right over top of the brush right now, so I'm dropping right down beside of it. I'm not quite on top of it, but I got bit. I like for it to, this rod is 10 foot, so I like to cast out about 10 foot. That puts you back a little ways. These crappie don't seem to be real spooky, so they are very reactive. They're coming up. They're actually coming up 3 or 4 feet off the brush and actually feeding. And I mean, they act like they want to chase something. And I see a school of bigger fish. Oh. Boy, don't you just love fall crappie? Man, them jokers. Them jokers fight, man. They feisty. This is a little bit better fish here. Now these fish are coming up chasing, man. Gosh, you know, I'm gonna find me since I have not caught a first fish on the blue. I may switch it, put a different color on that top, and I'm gonna have to retie that. That looks terrible. This might be a nice one. Feels like it anyway. Could be a bass, y'all. Could be a bass. Oh, it is a double. That was on the hair jigs. Been switching around. So, boom. I like the hair jig. Just a small crappie, about 9 1/4 inches. Nine and a quarter inches. Let me get my pliers. He swallowed this thing. Now I just been going. There's some stuff sank up here in the upper end. Looks like just cut-offs of treetops. They're small. They come up and not bushy like a cedar tree, but they've got some limbs on them. They have some crappie in them, but the crappie are very spooky. You get close to them, the bigger ones seem to move off. And I just been trying different lures, and happened to come across this brush pile. And this brush pile is a little deeper. It's in about 20 feet of water. Dropped in on them, and the crappie reacted. You know, they bit the hair jig. Been fishing the rubber jig. I'll probably switch back just to see if I can catch one. So let's turn around and see if we can find this brush pile again. Now this thing is working me to death. I'm used to using my foot to keep up with where the brush pile is, and I'm having to remember to move the trolling motor, and I have to move the live scope handle. So this is a lot for me to get used to today. And as always, you got to go through the learning curve. Uh-oh, I got him out. He hung me up in the brush pile there a second. I was hung in the brush pile. He wrapped around it. See, he hit that dipstick color. That green color has been a good color this morning. Lake Country Baits dipstick color. Boom. So we came up to the bridge. We wanted to check the bridge. The sun has come up, as you can see. Bridge is always a good spot to catch fish. And there's quite a few crappie hanging out, you know, in this shaded area in here. And we're just gonna, I've cast a lure to these crappie. Actually threw them. Coming up after this vertical jigging presentation, but I swam a lure through them about 5 times and they didn't react. I don't know what in the world. I figured swimming a lure was going to be the way. And you know, these are good eating size crappie. Again, they are keying in on that green. I can see a lot of green in that fish. Boom. Well, they like the hair jig too. I don't think this one's a lot bigger. I don't know, he might be a little bigger, y'all. See if we can swing that bad boy. Yeah, he's not a bad crappie. Hit that black hair jig. Boom. You know, 10.5, 11-inch fish. Let's drop back on the other side. I ain't gonna lie to you, there's a lot of fish here. A lot of fish. And they're just hanging out in about 20 feet of water, over 45 feet of water in the shade. That's all they're doing. They're just kind of hanging out. Hanging out for protection in the shade. I see some fish, they reacting as that lure drops down close. They're reacting. It's just a matter of getting one to bite it and hold on to it. Now I've got the hair jig on. I came off of that pillar. I'm at the next one. And I'm just moving these lures, you know, real slow around, just trying to get one to react. Finally got one more out of there. And he bit on the shad color, Lake Country baits. I think that's the live bait color I got right there, but anyway. Decent crappie, about 9 3/4. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end this video. All in all, we have caught quite a few crappie today. Nothing over 11 inches. They've all been on the small side. This lake is notoriously clear. The fish really stayed deep today. Caught a lot of fish below 15 feet deep. Actually had probably the best luck here around this bridge here. The upper bridge, not so much. Anyway, fish Lake Country baits. Give them a shout out, give them a look online, order some baits from Dennis. He makes a really good bait. Remember, God is good all the time, and all the time, God is good. Don't forget to hit that like button, click the notification bell. Hey, and leave a comment below. We'd like to see all your comments. Today is 11/4 on a Friday. Comment how you did on this particular day too. I'd like to hear how other people do around the country on the same day. The crappie were up in the water column, bit good. That fog burned off, they went down. They got a little slow till I got in here in this shade. But anyway, you remember, it's a wildlife, and I'll see you on the water.